The rain fell in relentless sheets, drumming against the cobblestone streets of Verona, a city where love seemed to linger in every corner, yet for Luca Moretti, it was a battlefield. His heart, a fortress of dreams, beat fiercely for Elena Rossi, the one soul who made the world feel alive. Luca, with his warm hazel eyes and a smile that could thaw the coldest winter, was the kind of man who carried hope like a lantern, lighting the way for others. But tonight, under the weeping sky, his light flickered against a storm he could not outrun. Family. Luca stood outside the Rossi estate, his leather jacket soaked, his breath visible in the chill. The towering iron gates loomed like a metaphor for the barriers between him and Elena. Her family, the Rossis, were Verona's elite, their wealth woven into the city's history. Luca, a carpenter's son with calloused hands and a poet's heart, was deemed unworthy. "You're a dreamer, Luca," Elena's father, Giovanni, had spat during their last confrontation. "Dreams don't pay for empires." But Luca wasn't here to steal an empire. He was here for Elena, the woman whose laughter felt like sunlight, whose touch grounded his restless spirit. They had met a year ago at the annual Verona festival, where lanterns floated like stars above the Adige River. Elena, in a flowing white dress, had bumped into him while chasing a runaway lantern. Their eyes locked, and in that moment, the world hushed. She was grace personified, with dark curls framing a face that held both strength and vulnerability. They talked until dawn, sharing stories of their dreams, she, to paint the world's beauty, he, to build homes filled with love. Their love bloomed in secret, in stolen glances at cafes, in whispered promises under the ancient arches of Ponte Pietra. But secrets in Verona were fragile, and when Elena's family discovered their romance, the walls closed in. Giovanni forbade her from seeing Luca, threatening to disown her. "You will marry Matteo Conti," he declared, naming the son of a rival family whose union would secure their legacy. Elena, defiant but torn, refused to bend. Her heart belonged to Luca, but the weight of her family's expectations crushed her spirit. Tonight, Luca had a plan. He clutched a small velvet box in his pocket, a ring he'd crafted himself from oak and silver, simple yet eternal, like his love. He'd sent Elena a note through her maid, Sophia, "Meet me at midnight by the old willow. We'll run away. Together." He waited, heart pounding, as the clock tower chimed 12. The willow's branches swayed, heavy with rain, but Elena didn't come. Doubt crept in, cold and sharp. Had she chosen her family? Had fear won? Then, a figure emerged from the shadows. Elena, her emerald eyes glistening with tears, ran to him. "Luca," she whispered, her voice breaking. "They locked me in my room. Sophia helped me escape, but they'll find us soon." Her hands trembled as she clung to him, her dress clinging to her frame in the downpour. Luca pulled her close, his warmth a shield against the storm. "We'll leave tonight," he vowed. "Paris, Florence, anywhere. Just you and me." But fate, cruel and cunning, had other plans. Headlights pierced the darkness, and the roar of engines shattered the night. Giovanni's men, led by Matteo himself, had tracked them. Matteo, tall and imposing, stepped out, his face a mask of entitlement. "Elena, come home," he ordered, his voice devoid of warmth. "This peasant can't give you what I can." Luca stepped forward, shielding Elena. "She's not a prize to be won," he said, his voice steady despite the fear clawing at his chest. "She's a woman who deserves to choose her own heart." Matteo laughed, cold and mocking, as Giovanni's men closed in. Elena's hand tightened around Luca's, her resolve unwavering. "I choose him," she said, her voice cutting through the rain. "I always will." The confrontation erupted. Luca fought fiercely, his fists fueled by love, but he was outnumbered. A blow to his temple sent him to his knees, blood mixing with rain. Elena screamed, throwing herself between Luca and Matteo's raised fist. "Stop!" she cried. "If you hurt him, you'll have to hurt me too." Matteo hesitated, his pride warring with the sight of Elena's defiance. For a moment, the world held its breath. Then, a new voice broke the tension. "Enough!" Sophia, the maid, stepped forward, her frail frame trembling but her eyes blazing. In her hands was a phone, its screen glowing with a live feed. "I've recorded everything," she said. "The world will see how the Rossis treat their own daughter." The threat hung heavy, Giovanni's empire thrived on reputation, and a scandal could ruin them. Matteo's men faltered, and Giovanni, arriving at the scene, froze. His face, usually a mask of control, betrayed fear. Elena seized the moment. "Father," she said, her voice steady despite her tears, "I love Luca. If you can't accept that, you'll lose me forever." Giovanni's jaw tightened, but the weight of Sophia's threat and Elena's resolve shifted something in him. He looked at Luca, battered but unbowed, and saw not a peasant, but a man who loved his daughter fiercely. "Take her," Giovanni said finally, his voice low. "But know this, Elena, you're no longer a Rossi." The words cut deep, but Elena stood tall, her hand in Luca's. "I don't need your name," she said. "I have his heart." The rain slowed as Luca and Elena walked away, their steps light despite the bruises and the weight of what they'd left behind. They boarded a train to Florence at dawn, the city's golden light welcoming them. Luca slipped the ring onto Elena's finger under the Duomo's shadow, promising a life built on love, not legacy. Elena, her artist's soul alight, began painting again, her canvases bursting with the colors of their journey. Luca built their home, each nail driven with devotion. Years later, their story became a legend in Verona. The Rossi Empire crumbled under the weight of its own pride, while Luca and Elena thrived, their love a testament to courage. Their home, filled with laughter and art, stood as a beacon for dreamers. And every year, on the anniversary of that rainy night, they returned to the old willow, where they defied the world and won. Dear viewers of Endless Love Story, if this tale of Luca and Elena touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Every second of their journey was crafted to make you feel the magic of love that conquers all. Watch till the very end, because every moment is worth it. Let's keep the flame of endless love burning bright. Join us for more stories that make your heart soar.